said there was a lot at stake for investors and business people and the economy in last night's debate. What did you learn?
Well, I think the candidates painted a great contrast between the two of them. If nothing else, they crystallized the issues. I think Hillary came across as cool under fire, struck a nice balance between being tough but not overly aggressive. I think she was well informed, had her facts, had her policies, was clearly the adult in the room. I think Donald was interesting for a while, but became very repetitious after a while and kind of, for me, of course I'm biased, but a little bit grating. I didn't learn a lot from either candidate, though, ironically, because I think both were very true to form. And in that sense, I'm not sure they changed the balance of the election much.
So it didn't move the needle. If you're an undecided voter in North Carolina, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania.
I think people went into the debate with high expectations that he would fall flat, or she would be cowed, or one of them would deviate in some remarkable way. I don't think that happened. So I think voters are going to wait and see what happens the next couple debates.
One of the things Trump hammered away on was his plan to cut taxes. He talks about it being the biggest tax cut since Reagan. It would involve a reduction in the corporate tax rate, federal corporate tax rate, from 35% down to 15%. One thing I've been wondering, why isn't Trump's tax proposal more popular among CEOs?
Well, I don't think anyone takes it seriously. Honestly, he's talking about, he kept hammering away at the amount of debt that the government has, and now he's talking about a tax plan which will balloon the deficit. It's just irresponsible. It's Trump talk. I don't think CEOs take it seriously, honestly.
Is it mathematically possible?
It's mathematically possible if you want to have huge deficits.
There's no way to pay for it.
I don't think so.
Speaking of paying for it, as we've acknowledged, and you yourself acknowledged, you're a Clinton supporter. You're also a financier, somebody who can, if you will, do the math. She, too, is promising quite a lot. I'm not going to bother going through the laundry list, but you heard a fair amount of it last night, and proposing to pay for almost all of it by raising taxes on the wealthy and closing corporate loopholes. My question, I suppose, is that A, realistic, B, good policy?
Well, I think the problem that we have with the American economy right now is there isn't enough demand. We can get into that later maybe, but one of the things holding back demand is income inequality. If we spread that income a little more evenly, whether through taxes or other means like minimum wage, I think we can increase demand, get more economic growth, and it'll be good for everyone. I think there's an everyone win approach. Do I think that the wealthy can afford to pay somewhat more taxes? Yes, I do.
Sure.
But I don't think alone that's going to do it.
You can't find enough money.
No, you can't.
Really. Or else you might find people pulling a David Tepper and instead of moving to Florida, moving to another country.
There just isn't enough that way.
As you probably noticed, Tony, equity futures rose during and after the debate. Mexican peso moved, an interesting indicator. It was all taken as a sign that investors judged Hillary Clinton the winner. If that's the case, if that's how markets react, why haven't markets been pricing in the growing odds, even if they're still not 50% of a Trump presidency?
Well, I don't think the markets reacted all that strongly, actually, after the debate. So, yeah, I think Hillary held her own, and that eliminates some level of uncertainty. And as a result, markets don't like uncertainty, so they'll strengthen a little bit. But you're right, and it's a very interesting conundrum, and a lot of investors are talking about that.
They are.
They are. And I think the answer to that is people just put the polls aside. They just don't think Trump is going to win. They're just discounting that.